I'm delighted to be speaking to you today from the magnificent city of Bologna in Italy. I am here in Piazza Maggiore, and I'll just swing around so you get a sense of some of the incredible architecture in this historical city. I'm here because tomorrow I'm going to be speaking at a conference. It's a half-day hybrid speech workshop. I'm going to be speaking to 35 Italian business executives on communication for leadership. Everything from rhetorical devices to add spice to your words, effective business storytelling, active listening, and a whole bunch more. And I'm really excited because I plan to do about half of it in Italian. There are going to be interpreters at the event, and so I can do the whole thing in English, but I think it's really important to try and speak in the local language of the country that you are in. And because I studied Italian in school, and because I've kept studying it over the years, and it's a beautiful language and I love it, I'm going to make an attempt, as I've done in the past, to do some of this training in Italian. Sorry, we have the little obligatory tourist train going by. And it made me think of the advantage that we native English speakers have, because English these days is the lingua franca of the world. And everybody bends towards us, and I think we should also bend from time to time when we can towards others. So if you speak another language and you are in a country where they speak that language, if you can speak some of the time in that language, it'll be a huge, huge impact. Reminds me of something that Nelson Mandela said: when you speak to someone in a language they understand, you speak to their head. But when you speak to them in their language, you speak to their heart. And if you don't speak the language of the country where you have your speech or presentation, there are still a few things that you can do. So I want to give you 3 tips, 3 ideas to think about. First one, learn at least a few words in the local language. Even if it's something as simple as hello, I'm happy to be here, or thank you for inviting me, it will make an impact. People will appreciate it because it's a sign of respect. So learn just a few simple phrases. 1 or 2 is enough, and believe me, those 1 or 2 phrases will take you a long way. Second tip, if you have slides, now if you know me, I've spoken and written a lot about how slides should be simple. They should be very images, very few words, clean, simple. Consider having those slides translated into the language of the audience to whom you will be speaking. That will be a big help to them. And if you don't speak the language, consider asking a friend who speaks the language, or investing in getting a translator to translate the slides for you. I put all of my slides for tomorrow in Italian. I had the advantage of being able to do them myself, but I still had an Italian friend look at them, review them, make sure that they were perfect. And she caught a few errors, so I fixed them, so I'm ready to go. Third tip is for when you have to speak using interpreters. Tomorrow, I will have interpreters there, and I'm fortunate because my years of working at the United Nations gave me a lot of experience working with interpreters whenever I traveled, especially in the Middle East. And I learned a number of things about interpreters. The most important is that you have to make them feel like they're part of the team, because they are. You have to speak a little more slowly than normally in order to give them time to interpret, to translate your words for the people listening through the earphones. You should send them your materials in advance. I've sent them my slides, and that can be a big help if your slides are in English and there are technical terms. You can send them in advance so the interpreters can familiarize themselves with what you're going to be talking about. There are other tips for speaking with interpreters. I wrote a post about a dozen years ago, 10 tips for speaking through interpreters. I will put the link to that below so you can check that out as well. So I'm really excited for tomorrow, and For those of you who speak Italian, per voi che parlate italiano, io sono molto felice di essere di nuovo in Italia, qui a Bologna. La cultura, la storia, e il caffè, il cibo italiano, mamma mia. E non vedo l'ora di parlare domani e voglio ringraziarvi per tutto che l'Italia ha dato al mondo. Mille grazie, ci vediamo.